plan.
Now, that thing that people want to really do forever, yet we hardly sit down to really understand what we want to get into. And then, after, so what I always use around, let me use it again for those who have been watching, where then we now begin to focus on the spice, we begin to focus on the flesh here and there, and we forget those foundational things that matter, the things that will last when other fleeting things go away, the things that will stand when emotions are up today and down tomorrow. Emotions are hormonally influenced. But so what about the day where you're down? Sometimes you just wake up when you're down, you can explain why. You know, for women, especially maybe towards a period, also, you know, some key times, hormonal. And then you are only thinking about, for example, someone says, I'm mad time Maria co over day. So my question is, what happens now during
this person is good in bed.
Yeah, so what happens
now
now
so
during,
many things.
Yeah, so what happens now during the dry season when there's heat? That should be more of a divorce. What happens now when life takes up all of those times
on you.
that time that you people were spending so much in having sex, when the people never had jobs, had children to take care of, had bills to pay. What happened when those life hits? And that is just the thing. So such a topic is very important because there are things that were supposed to have been addressed. You see, as a counselor, most of the things we are struggling to help people with are things that should have been addressed before they got into a relationship. So sometimes you get to ask them, how are you people getting but to this point before people are talking about it? So you will discover that people will get into marriage 2-3 years before addressing pertinent issues that they were supposed to have been addressed before, during dating and courtship. In fact, the only reason why there is dating and courtship, it's because we expect that during that time, it's a process of learning, of observing, of understanding, of discovery, whether this is a relationship that can truly last
or not.
Because when we're talking about marriage, we're talking about a lasting relationship.
It's a long time.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
And because we have overplayed with it, we have adopted the Western mindset where we're like, if you don't go back, I'll leave them. You know, that's another thing. But you see, especially as Christians, and let me talk to some people who are watching who are Christians, and we know that divorce is not a thing, you know, that it's not a thing that it's likable, it's not a thing of good report, it's not a thing, it affects even in the secular world, you will discover that people, when marriages shake, it can affect even politicians. I mean, you see, it affects politicians, it affects big men, it affects pastors, it affects whoever. So you would see that marriage is something also that even the world, apart from Christians, look at it at a certain degree because it requires a certain kind of dedication and commitment. This is just laying the foundation to say that there are some crucial things that are necessary. Unfortunately, I finished a program, a seminar one time in Douala, and I was invited there. I did not know the audience. You know, I came there for this wonderful heart-to-heart program, and when I was there, the first thing, I've been so used to a lot of young people, young marriages.
Surrounded by them.
Then when I came to that place, I saw almost all the people I was talking with. I think
older.
Not just older, some of them are like literally like my parents. Some of them can give birth to me. You know, and when this man that should be older than my dad meets me after and said, "My son," I said, "Yes." He said, "I wish I knew all these things you were telling me before I got married." Imagine a man my father's age saying that these things I am saying are things he was supposed to have known before getting in. That's the problem, because many of us jump into this marriage for different reasons. Peer pressure, time they pass, my friends are getting married, all my classmates, people are asking me questions.
I want to give birth.
I want to give birth. Oh, financial security. You know, yes, a lot of people, oh, this man is secure, and all of those things. And because of these wrong reasons, we don't ask the right questions. You see, the whole issue is like, I always say this in an exam, as long as the question is wrong, there can be no right answer.
True. I was talking the other day, I said the moment you misinterpret the question,
there is no right answer.
That's the end of it.
That is why you see your teachers will come when they made mistake with the question. They tell you, skip question 3.
Answer question 4. Or they just give everybody a bonus.
A bonus. Because as long as the question is wrong, there is no right answer. So when we begin to know, until we begin to know the right things to ask, I have a whole teaching, which anybody who's watching can be able to. One of the things that you can benefit from people like us are resources.
Yeah.
Because 1 hour 30 minutes is not enough to address these emerging and evolving problems. So, but we have resources that you can benefit. I have one resource. I did some trainings, how to profile the man you're dating. You see, people don't even know why they are dating, how to profile, how to be able to. You see, when to you the dating is, we have now agreed that we are going to live together for a while. We're going to have sex. We are going to, they go out for clubbing, for drinking and dancing. And we see they are wrong. That's why you see people say, I've been with this guy for 7 years, but what do you know about the person? Because marriage will open your eyes.
Yeah.
Because those things that are ignored before marriage becomes a reality.
Bring it closer.
Yes.
To you.
So dating and even courtship is not yet marriage. It should be that time that the right questions are asked, the right things are discussed, which many people ignore, and then comes now into marriage and they're having issues. So I try to lay that, and that's what we are going to be looking at.
Yeah.
And I will look at some of those topics, some of those things that I think as a counselor should be discussed before marriage.
Of course, there are so many topics, and it's not just about the topics, but the one that really matters, because I think it's from these topics that separation happens, divorce, and all the like. So straight away, without talking much, we'll dive into what are some of these topics. Now, I know there are it's a whole long list that we have to talk about. I think we'll start by maybe listing some of these topics, and then we start trashing them one after the other.
Yes, these topics I'm not really going to. I'll just do my best to highlight. I just highlighted some few. Okay. It's not an exhaustive list because it can take us an entire time.
Yeah.
You cannot take what we do for about 3 months in counseling and helping people. In fact, literally what we do in counseling is bringing up those things that people will naturally ignore due to familiarity, fear of losing. Because the reason, before I come to this topic, the reason why some of these things are not discussed, I can give you. One, some people are shy. Some topics require boldness. They don't want to be judged. They don't want, I'm saying this especially in a religious milieu, they don't want to be judged.
They don't want to look open like they're exposed or something.
Also, some people don't just know how to bring it up.
Okay.
Thirdly, some people are afraid of losing the partner. Some people are afraid of the partner's reaction.
Okay.
Fifthly, so there are quite a number of reasons. And then many people are in a relationship that they don't even know how to have decent conversations. In fact, the whole essence of this word dating, that's why people say let's go on a date, was actually for a time of communication, communion. That is why people say, okay, let's go on a date, and then maybe they sit somewhere, get a bite, get a drink. It's not about the food. It was creating an atmosphere for communication and all of that. That's why you see, even in the Western world, dating is not only a restaurant. Here, our own a bar. You enter first day, I beg, give me 4 booster, and all of that. It could be restaurant, it could be breakfast, but you see that it's not only that. Out there, you will see things like what cinema. They go out to watch movies. They have movie night. Are you understand what I'm trying to say? Because these are practical things. I think when we will be talking about dating and all of those things here, we are going to touch some of this, because some people don't even know how to date. Yes. True. Yes, some people don't know how to date. Productive dating. Productive dating does not mean that you even end a marriage, but productive dating is being able to discover that it cannot even go.
And being able to see the loopholes, because so many people are really covering the loopholes. Due to certain reasons. They feel like, okay, this person, I cannot, just like starting on the wrong footing, you will not even see the loopholes to begin with.
If, for example, all you want to do is make sure that I'm married before May this year, you will discover that you can easily overlook red flags just to meet up with that date and stuff like that. So these are realities that we are trying to say, and because of that, that is where counselors are very crucial. Now, my role is not to come and tell you to marry A or not. It's to be able to discern. Some people think when they come is you are giving somebody the power to choose for you. No, I am only helping you make the right choice.
For yourself.
So what I do is I try to enable you, first of all, reveal what you want in life. Then I will open up through the process, the revealing process, to ask you now that based on this thing that you say, this is where you want or where you're going to. Do you think this is who you want or should be with or is going? That is basically it. So that you can be able to make a reasonable
decision.
Yes, you are able to make an informed decision. You are able to make a decision not just out of emotions. You are able to analyze.
Not because you're carried away, but because you know what you want.
So when I highlight some key things, it's just some things that to tell you why it's important to have premarital counseling, especially from a wise counselor like me. Because we have worked on these things. That's why I said we cannot use why we take people through process. I always take people even through the dating process or their courtship before marriage. But I always advise people that we do that at least 2 to 3 months.
2 to 3 months.
So we can
the proper marriage.
Yes. So we cannot tell what we are doing for 2 to 3 months, and we just try to do it in a 1-hour show. So we highlight these topics so that you begin to understand what these things are, things that, because these are things that we help both parties bring them up, trash them, analyze them, and now make you see how the other person sees. And then you are able to decide, because some people don't even know that these are the things they should be looking at. I remember somebody called me, it's from Europe, I've forgotten the country precisely, called me from Europe. So he got to me after one of my TV shows. He got to me, Apostle of Wisdom, Apostle of Love Doctor, I love the way you talk, I love you, you young man like me, I love your perspective. I said, oh, thank you. I have this girl back home, this. So I'm in this country, she's there. I want to be able to, I want you to help us, to guide me. I want to see whether I'm making the right choice. I said, okay, no problem. Just create a WhatsApp group, put me, put her, put yourself, and we're going to do. So we had our first meeting. When we had that first meeting, I greeted everybody and I began to ask questions. I said, hey, man, this. He answered. Hey, woman, this. She answered. I asked 2, 3 questions. By the time I was in the 3rd question, this man wrote me behind and told me that I don't want to marry again.
Why?
Now, because he had never understood the lady's perspectives. And that's because these are the things I was talking about. You don't know how to address or the topics or those things that matter. So by the time I asked the right questions and the answers the girl gave, all of a sudden he realized that this is not the kind of person that I wanted. But he was already so excited and was so, so carried away. That's one of the reasons. Yes, that's one of the reasons why some people even say that no go for here, no go, and no one makes some person come into. Listen, you cannot buy a car and all of a sudden you are a car expert. Are you understanding me? Just because you have a car does not make you a car expert.
Alright.
Just because you have a relationship does not make you a relationship expert.
True.
Some people begin to make, I've been dating since secondary school, and they vary them. I like it because they always come and cry back to us. You will see even in church, we will tell ladies, be careful. I have a principle in my own in my ministry, in my work. It's for my ministry. Every ministry has their own. So in my ministry, I tell the people, I say, I will advise you, don't start a relationship without letting me know. Especially to ladies. I say this especially to ladies. Now, and some of them would think I'm trying to meddle in their business. No. I'm telling you, as somebody who has been a pastor and a counselor for long, we have announced weddings and people woke up in church and left. That means they announced a wedding of somebody and a girl woke up in church, sighed and left. Why?
Something was happening
behind. Good, because she is hearing that this boy is about to marry. Which
and like what happens to me, probably they were having something.
The boy had been promising. So this is where I keep telling you. So when I tell you that as a lady, I did not say that I would choose a man for you. In fact, I don't believe that for some ministries they even tell you that you should come and tell the pastor to go and talk to the guy. I said no. Why? If you don't have the ability to communicate what you want and let the person make a choice, I don't think you are ready for a relationship. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that the man talk to the person, but once the girl are willing to give it a try and date and walk and see what I can work, let me know. Why? if everybody follows that,
Yeah.
you will discover that I see, especially to ladies, since ladies, you're the ones that they come for.
Yeah.
It's hardly you that goes.
Yeah.
So
So-
a guy can throw his like they say
His
his
coins,
eggs in many baskets.
Just like imagine like 5 of you in the same church
Good.
with
So
one guy.
he's, because sometimes maybe he likes the body shape of A and the height of B
And
and,
the
the
cooking
humility
skills.
of C and the
Uh-huh.
cooking C
and the worship skills of
or vocal skills
E.
of E.
Uh-huh.
And you see, then now he's talking to this one and saying that, okay, in case the other want to deny, because sometimes some guests also are,
Yeah.
you know. But now, if you follow that protocol, I'm just giving a reason.
Yeah.
If you follow that protocol, you will discover that what? If this guy talks to A and A lets me know, and he goes and talks to B and B lets me know, I'll call him.
Just call him.
At once, I say, hey, what's happening?
What are you trying to do?
It saves 2 hearts.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
But some people always be like, now the smart thing a guy will come and say is, I don't want people to know about our relationship right now. No, I'm not people. I'm not there to determine it. You must understand this. In
Yeah.
fact, one of the practical things I say even in my ministry is, when people come and tell me that they want today, I always give them one rule. I say, for the next 3 months or 2 months, let nobody else know. Because sometimes some relationships have been influenced by groups.
Oh.
Anytime a person announces that I have a relationship, camps are formed. Those for the relationship and those against.
Yeah.
And if those against are stronger, a
They are
stronger
always
voice,
alert.
where they can influence you when you have not yet determined for yourself whether the person is the right one. Means some people can influence you to that the person is the right person
Yeah.
when you have not determined for yourself, or they can even say the person is the wrong person when you have not
When
determined
you
for
have
yourself.
not
So
determined.
announcing it early enough. These are just some reasons. I want to just show you some reasons why you need such important conversations or people in your life that can help you analyze those conversations. Okay, so I'm asking, what are some of those things?
Okay, all right. So, of course, we are going to talk more about some of these discussions, and like I said, we will just trash them little because I mean we cannot exhaust all, but let's catch our breath a little, and when we come, we'll be finding out more about the topics to be discussed before marriage but are ignored. Stay tuned with us.
I go to the well, no one will harm you. Da 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 da. Wednesday, je vois dans tes yeux, t'as eu plein d'adieux. But nobody loved you just to sleep, you taste and they go. Tu es très belle, oh. Regarde derrière, mais pourquoi les gars qui disent qu'ils t'aiment ne font que te faire? Supporté. Oh bébé, dans ma galère, tu m'apportes à manger. Ranger mes affaires, l'argent de taxi, tu m'as tout donné.
Je suis pas gigolo.
Alors qu'on t'a dit que Wex t'es ceci, Wex t'es cela.
Comme moi.
Toujours fidèle, t'es resté avec moi. Tu le sais,
je t'aimerai toujours avec.
Tu changes, je reconnais. Imbécile,
je ne le suis pas. On a attendu,
portier. Oh bébé, said I love you, girl. Come on, baby. Come on. Wednesday.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us once more. Of course, the program on air is Meet the Love Doctor, and we are currently discussing what are some of those topics that should be discussed before marriage but are ignored. There are a couple of them. Before we went on that musical break, we were hitting the nail just where it is supposed to be, and Apostle left us to find the Love Doctor has more to tell us.
Yes. Due to time, and I see, please, would like to get your contribution. Those of you who are watching, please send your contribution, your questions. I very much love to answer. This is one of the opportunities you have to meet the Love Doctor, and you ask your questions, anything concerning the matters of the heart. I'll be glad to help. And so your contributions as well as your questions are very much welcome to the number on the screen. So one of the key things that needs to be addressed, which is very vital, the topics is, most of the times people just come and fall in love. Let me say this, I'll answer for both men and women.
Okay.
This one is going to be a little bit long because it's key. The other ones I can just mention.
Okay.
But you see, I have said it over and over that love does not keep a marriage.
Okay.
Please, let it be known that love is not the reason two people will be together for the rest of their lives. You see, that is why you see people will fight, break television, break each other's head. When they divorce, they still go and hide and be the hotel. I'm telling you,
at the end of the day, this life no balance.
Yes, they will have sex, make love, do all of that, but you keep them again for the next 2-3 months.
They start fighting.
Burn the house. Now, it's because they truly care. Have you ever said, how can two people not even want to see each other, even take to knife each other, who have even lived in the same house for years? How did it get there? That's because if the Bible tells you that the love of many, even towards God, will wax cold, it means love can die. Are you understanding me?
I get you.
Love can die. And that is why many people miss it. Marriage is not, unfortunately, as a counselor, we go, and I've always asked, more than 90% of the people I ask, why do you want to marry A? Why do you want to marry B? I love him. It's always about love. I really know I love him. And then when they get in, they realize there is more to being with somebody than loving them. God gives a command for us to love everybody. It means love is something you can do for everybody. But you cannot be with everybody. I'm talking about relationship wise. That's why you cannot even be friends with everybody.
True.
The opposite of friendship is not enmity, like some people think. Just because we are not friends does not mean we are enemies.
We're enemies.
You get it? This is a practicality of how things are. So that is why a passage in the Bible changed my whole mind. God used that, always use that. Even when I preach, I was preaching somewhere, and then the parents of this my son came out and said, "Wow, what a message!" I told them. I said, I was talking to the lady. I said, this was the passage that changed my life, and it's a popular passage. Many people know it, but they know only the A part. That for we know that all things work together for them that love God. People know that part.
Okay.
But that verse does not end there. It ends by saying,
Continues.
and we know that all things work together for those that love God, and are they called according to His purpose.
Okay.
That latter part was what God opened my eyes to. And are they called according to purpose? It means although God loves you and I the same. In fact, God does not have a greater love for me than He has for you.
Okay.
But He calls me. It means, how do you know my calling is different from your calling?
Yeah, of course. Everybody
Now,
has their
please
own purpose.
follow that. If my calling is different from your calling, it means that He called us based on something else, not love. If it was love, all of us would have the same calling.
We are talking in terms of marriage.
Please, I'm getting somewhere.
Okay.
Now we're talking in the terms of marriage.
Of
This
course.
relationship, what we are discussing here, talk about what we should discuss before marriage.
Yeah.
Please, I'm getting somewhere.
Okay.
I'm saying that if God loves all of us the same, I'm using love, which people are always talking about.
Yes.
If God loves all of us the same,
Yeah.
but He says we are the called according to purpose, it means God does not call men because He loves them.
Okay.
He calls you according to purpose. So the reason for God to single you out, how you know your calling is unique?
Yeah.
So the reason for God to single you out, let me bring it out to the marriage context. The reason why I will single you out of how many billion ladies and be with you cannot be love. Are you getting me? It's a myth to think that you can love only one person on this earth. It's a myth.
Actually,
It's not true. This is one of the myths that make people to be like, oh, because you are with this person, you cannot be another person. That's not true. Even God, who is love all of us. You know, like your man.
So what are you saying now?
Please get me.
Let's
I am making
be
it
on
very
track.
clear that the reason you stay with somebody, the reason I will pick you to
Out
be
of
with you
millions
out
of
of
women.
billions cannot just be only because I love you.
Of course,
That
there
is,
should be other attributes.
it means that you are called out of purpose.
Okay.
This brings me to the first thing. Most people only know their feelings towards their partner, but they don't know the purpose, the vision of their partner. I say this especially for ladies, then I'll come now to the man. Let me start from the ladies who come as helpmeet. How can you help somebody you don't know where he's going to? How can you help somebody? Listen, your help. How can I put this? Help. The help I will appreciate is not because you do something. Activity is not help.
Yeah.
Many people can say, after all I did, the level of appreciation.
Did you do what was needed?
Good. So
That-
my
that's
level
the
of
question.
appreciation of what you do has nothing to do with what you do. It has nothing to do with even the effort you use. It has to do with what I need.
And how much I can value it, because you can still be helping someone who doesn't need that help.
That is my point. You cannot offer me what I don't need, and you are forcing me to value it just because you are doing something.
Okay.
So that is why a woman is called a helpmeet, a helper, suitable. It means they are helpers but not suitable.
Okay.
Are you getting me?
You know what,
So yes,
yeah.
that is a very important thing. So one of the things that must be discussed as a woman. Let me go to another thing. Something I mentioned to you the other time,
Yeah.
which you were smiling. I said, what ladies don't know is that in the order of things,
Okay.
it is in a man's life.
Yeah.
For a man, is God, work, then woman. But woman
God,
always
work,
comes.
woman.
A woman even comes and even want to dethrone plus God.
We can be dramatic.
Are you
How
getting
can
me?
you want to
And
destroy
no,
that
I'm
thing?
saying that you might say that. You might say, how can you come? But when the woman says, I want to be your everything, that's what they're saying. There are people that believe that they should come
Okay.
first in a man's life. Even right
Before
now,
any other thing.
yes, even right now, as I'm saying this thing, it's paining some people are like, that's not true. Because these are some realities that you have never known. And that's why some woman cannot understand men's commitment to their work.
Okay.
The first thing God gave man was work, not woman. God did not create man and then go and bring woman. In fact, woman came because of work.
Okay.
So if you don't understand where the man is going to, you will soon become irrelevant. There are many marriages that have broken up, not because the man does not love, but because the woman has become irrelevant. The woman is not relevant to his work. The woman is not relevant to where he's going to. And at some point in time, you start feeling unappreciated. That's why you should get my book, Dealing with Feeling Unappreciated in a Relationship.
Dealing with feeling
unappreciated
unappreciated in
In a
a
relationship.
relationship.
Many of you are out there. You are wondering why you are not being valued in this relationship. Value is not what you say you have.
It's not even what you do.
That's what I'm saying. That value is
It's
not
not
what
a
you say you have.
fufu, or it's not a fufu that you pound, or the styles,
No.
or even the number of years.
No.
I was talking to someone the other day. I said there's no formula because people still give in a lot and it's not appreciated, and
That
others
is
don't
why
even give and they
the
appreciate
thing
it.
is that when you say others don't give, it's from your perspective.
Okay.
Are you getting me?
Yeah.
So when someone say I give in a lot, the question has nothing to do with what you give. It has to do with what the receiver, not the giver.
What the receiver, like how valuable.
What I need.
Okay, what they need.
It has nothing to do with what you give. It has to do with what I need. Are you understanding me?
I get you.
People have given a lot, but not giving the thing the person needs.
So it's almost useless.
Useless. And this is what happens when on the table before marrying, the woman is not interested in what the man is doing. In fact, I'm advocating a case right now, and I was talking in one of my programs, in the middle of the life that passed last month. I was discussing this, and one guy just stood up who was attending and just put hand on his head like this. I was like, "Sir, talk to me." And I was trying to explain this to him because a woman will just like the man. You just like his car. You don't know what it means. For example, he tells you that I am a soldier. You must know what it means. Do you know what Jesus said? He says, before you want to build anything, sit down and count the cost. Do you know a home is built? Do you know marriage is a building?
Yeah.
So anything you are building, say you have to sit down and count the cost. Because if you don't count the cost, you will start and not finish. And he said, when you start and not finish, you become a mockery. So anything you don't know the cost. Are you understanding me?
I get you.
If you don't know what it takes to marry a pastor, you go wake up, give up.
Yeah, you might even
Insult.
down.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you don't know what it is, that is why I advise men, don't go and be looking for a woman, a person's daughter, when you don't yet know where you're going to. If you are not able to know your vision and communicate effectively, because as a leader, you must be able to. Are you understanding me? As a woman, you must be able to find out, not just what he's saying, because nowadays men don't already write vision keeper.
They're just looking.
We have AI now.
We're just looking for the one that will fit the vision.
Yeah, no, we have AI
so.
now. No, we have AI now. We can write it. You know, some guys say, "What's your vision?" We don't already type and keep. We don't already put a development book. Then pay your own. My point is,
so many writers out there.
No, yeah. So my point is, yes, the person should know where they are going to, and should already be going there. Don't marry a man who is only telling you why he's planning to go.
Where he's planning to.
No, let him. He must not have reached there, but he should be on his way.
At least you should be seeing prospects.
Good.
I mean, evidence.
Secondly, go beyond what he's telling you and observe whether his culture and attitude, right, it aligns with where he says he's going to.
I get you.
Are you understanding
Exactly.
me? Now, this is very key. I'm saying this because it goes two ways. I want to explain this because it goes two ways.
Okay.
It goes two ways in the sense that you have to know the person's vision, purpose. Like the person, what do you think? What is that thing that the person always say that is making him think? Because this goes beyond job.
Okay.
The job can change, but
Yeah.
what is moving the man will not change.
Yeah.
Are you understanding what I'm saying?
What pushes him to
What
do
are
more?
his ambitions?
Yeah.
People have got to marry. After that, the man say, "Even now, Komogo do this." You say, "No, no." Say, "You know, be tell me," because everything has its ups and downs. Are you getting me? You marry a pilot, you need to know that in a month you might see him less than a week. Are you understanding me?
I get
you marry somebody who works in the ship. They are 3 months, sometimes 6 months in the water, and come and make 1 month at home. Are you getting it? If you don't know this, it will destroy that marriage. You should know this and make an informed decision that this is the kind of man I want to be with.
Am I ready
Good.
to take the risks?
Good.
And all the spaces
Exactly.
and all the gaps.
These are topics, these are things that should be discussed. Then now, coming to the woman, I'm sure before, coming to the level, to the side of the woman, we are now having a lot of career ladies. We're now having a lot of people. At first, these discussions were only one-sided, more one-sided, where the woman is only asking the man,
Now
what is it?
the men are also asking, what
Yes.
do you do?
No, it is necessary for a man to also marry a woman and understand the woman's career aspirations.
Okay.
Let the woman not come in, because there's some men who are uncomfortable with particular careers. Whether you like it or not every man will want to see his wife kissing another man on set and call it movie.
Hell no.
Are you understand what I'm saying?
I get
So some women will sit quiet with that dream and hope that as the man get money and connection, why not marry you? You want to see she enters the house, they want to say that, oh, now I want to do movie.
You
And
say,
when
hey.
the man now say no, you just say you are killing my dream. Are you getting me?
I get
That
you.
now becomes a problem.
So he should accept it even before the marriage.
And if for
But
me to
some
accept it,
some accept and then reject after marriage.
that is another
We
topic.
are-
That's another one.
Okay.
That is another one.
Okay.
Men are not robots.
Yeah.
Things change, but we cannot just not explain it. It is better to know, and that's why I also advise the woman. I'll advise the man also.
Yeah.
Don't only marry the woman's dream. Let her start doing it, because sometimes they accept it because they don't know what it takes.
Yeah.
Are you getting me?
So they don't feel it.
If I was dating you, then you start, maybe you're in the movie industry, or you are a doctor.
Yeah.
Then I discover that I can call you and you not pick for over 8 hours.
Yeah.
I am already aware that if I marry you, this is what can happen.
For a day
This is what can happen.
talking, yeah.
And now it helps me judge whether this is the kind of woman I want.
Or
But if I only kept telling you, I plan to be a doctor, it sounds nice. And a man who loves, anytime somebody is in love, they agree all things.
like doctors, oh, that means you'll be taking care of the children at home. They forget the nights where you have to leave home,
Not
late nights,
not
stay
only like
out.
that, the night that they will call you on the bed
Exactly.
and tell you that you are coming home now.
Yeah.
Are you getting me?
I get you.
Okay, look at what happened to this lady who died. This lady Osinachi.
Yeah.
Now, people were like, "Oh, did the man not?" No, I always tell people. She was like, when you say, "Oh, I would love to be a gospel singer," I'm saying I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
"Oh, I will sing and I will touch life." The man they only agree because it is see you, she does for day. Assuming that you will only be in that congregation singing those wonderful songs, and that's perfect. Now, he does not know that you will have to travel. Sometimes you have to travel with teams. Sometimes you have to travel
You
for
have to
days.
spend the
Sometimes you have to
whole
travel
night
for weeks.
filming.
And all of those. I want to give you the. So, if the person does not have this good picture, this is one of the reasons why when you come to a counselor like us, we try to unveil the aspirations of the man, and we unveil the aspirations of the woman, and now we try to show you, are you sure this is the kind of person you want to be with? Because as a woman also, your dreams and your vision should be complementing the man's own. Meaning that what? You are a helpmeet.
Yeah.
You cannot be in isolation. You cannot just use a man to write your aspirations and not helping him. That is what we call in biology. What kind of relationship is that? Where you are is destructive.
Yeah.
Where the parasite is just feeding off the host, destroying the host and feeding themselves.
That's why I gave an example of the fact that if you have to marry a pastor and you don't know what it entails, you might bring him down.
So this is what I'm trying to say. This is the I told you that this one will take a lot of time because this is a very key point.
Okay.
And I'm explaining this because let me give you a perfect picture of why people break up at times for visionaries. Can I give you that picture?
Alright.
You see, let me give you a picture for those of you who know Boya. My 17 is like a key place that you go to travel and leave town
Of
for
course.
anywhere.
In and out of town.
Yes, and I think people from this town will better understand this analogy.
Okay.
So imagine you're going to my 17 and you want to go to Yaoundé. You will discover that by the time you just drop out of my 17, people are rushing towards you. Kumba, Limbe,
Yeah,
Douala,
exactly. Exactly.
everybody is. Have you ever seen that?
Those guys, they
Yes.
can literally just
Now-
take you to where you're not going
Now,
to. Yeah.
this is the reality of life. When you don't yet know where you're going to, everybody's proposal is what contemplating on.
Yeah.
That's what I told you about. We'll talk about dating. Not everybody you should even date. When you know where you're going to, not everybody is even worth wasting your time to date.
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, you might have to test for a very long time. So now imagine when those people are crowding you and then you just get there and say, "I did go Yaoundé." Can you say almost more than 3/4 will disappear
Yeah.
because you know where you're going to.
You know
Then
where-
the people now who are going to Yaoundé start surrounding you. Take note, it's not one person going to Yaoundé.
It's not one
agency going to Yaoundé.
There are
Am
so
I
many
right?
of them.
But it has reduced all the Kumba. So when you say you're going to Yaoundé, no man knows this. But we know say if I make go Kumba, you say by knowing you're going to,
Like-
you have reduced the pressure of people trying to catch your attention. This is the reality of life. I hope you are getting the picture of dating.
I get you.
Then now, there is Janot. There is Agumesam. There is Musango.
all
Go to
the
Yaoundé.
guys.
Now, the next question, all of those boys, people have boys who will be telling you, go Yaoundé, go Yaoundé, at this price. Now, the next
Some
thing
will
is
even give you discounts.
good.
Because
The
they
next
want
thing that is
go
to know exactly the agency you want to use to go to Yaoundé. There are many ways to go. This we're talking about your vision, how you want to proceed with your life to get to where
You want to be.
get to fulfill your purpose, to fulfill your destiny. Remember, destiny just simply means destination.
Yeah.
Good. You now, let's say you choose Musango. Now, by the time you choose Musango, you discover that you have already eliminated all the other choices.
Of course.
You go now to
They
Musango.
fall
But see
back.
what the mistake many people make. You go now, imagine you enter you go to Musango
Yeah.
and go and stand. You pay your ticket so that it is your journey. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
But the mistake many some people go and make to use it to relationship is standing there looking for who will pay your ticket. It means that what?
Can we bring it to relationship?
Now, it means that what?
Yeah.
The man who is now there paying that ticket or trying to make you go to where you're going to automatically start controlling your life. You were supposed to have been going somewhere and you are only assisted. So now you enter that bus. I'm just giving an example.
Yeah.
You enter that bus to travel, right?
Yeah.
Do you know that most of the people you enter that bus and meet are never going? Have you ever entered the bus?
Oh,
then the way you finish,
I
as the
know
bus
that
kick off,
so
you have to see
well.
somebody welcome now. As Salon would have a deep bus, so
I know that so well. I can relate so well. Like I've met this particular situation so many times going to Douala.
and so we're sitting
They
so
just passing. It's not. They are not passengers. People who are selling, and then some of them are the drivers themselves.
Yes.
Some of them are the
some
workers.
even the person who is even on the stair at that time
Yeah,
is
it's
not
not
the driver.
It's not a driver.
When they start to leave, then you have to see that the man will go out. Some people move the car and park it where. Then they show the driver not come for the last minute.
I've left the car before because I felt like the person who was on the steering was the one driving. But immediately the car was about to move, another person came and then he was smoking.
Yes.
He just looked really tattered. I was like, this is the no, I'm not going. Like,
So I want to give you that kind of. I want you the range of life. So
okay.
now when you enter, if you now just enter that bus and start relating, you can relate with somebody in that bus thinking it's going your way.
Wait,
Who is
whereas-
any Amotengene? It is Senai. As a low now for the bus.
African Panacea.
You are here, you go drive for my Mutengene. Because we are talking about somebody who is going as far as God has designed you to be. Because relationship is not supposed to take away from your purpose. It's supposed to help you achieve God's plan for your life. Because you don't need marriage to fulfill destiny. Marriage only helps you because they say two are better than one. So if two are not better, it's a wrong relationship.
choice.
Are you getting
I
it?
get
So
you.
when you enter now, that's why it is not good to be in a rush to be entering relationship when you have not advanced at a certain level in your life. So our advice at that point in time, it means that if you're going somewhere, you should start dating in quotes, using my analogy. When you have passed Mutengene, Arantiko, at least you are sure that people in that bus now
They might be going to
towards your
Douala, if you're going to
direction.
Douala.
So now
at
the
least your
essence
direction.
now of dating is what? Some people at that bus might drop in Douala.
Okay.
Some people might drop at Edea.
Yeah.
So you are trying to find out now who is maybe reaching right around it. Because if you are in a relationship with somebody who is dropping Douala and the person reach Douala when I only love, you see that two things will happen. Either you must break up to reach your destination, or you will forfeit your destination to be with the person.
Okay.
This is the dilemma. That is why one of the key things to look at is career, ambitions, vision, and the person's purpose.
Career, ambition, vision, and the person purpose. 4 strong words. I did not hear love there. I didn't hear money. I didn't hear shawarma. I did not hear where do you say people meet again? Bar. I did not hear bar there. I did not hear restaurant. So please, if you're watching, I'm sure you must have gotten these 4 words. I mean, they are strong and powerful, very, very strong and powerful, and that's to tell you that there is a lot that you have to. I mean, you should think out of the box at this particular point in time. You should be thinking out of the box. These 4 words put together. Almost if you sit and you're looking at someone, you feel like, okay, I like this person, I like his height, I like his looks, I love her shape and all of that. These things will not even come to mind.
Yeah.
But if you have to sit down and then think of how far you want to go, and the level or how much you want this person to contribute to your life and how much you can contribute to their own life, you understand that this will come to mind. I mean, you'll not just be seeing the person, but you'll be thinking of their vision, you'll be thinking of their ambitions, you'll be thinking of their mission and even their purpose in your life and your purpose in their life as well. What a deep one there. And yes, we are still here. You can send in your contribution wherever you're watching us from this evening, because I mean, talking about these topics, we cannot just dissect it on our own. If you have a question and you wish to find out if this particular topic is worth discussing before marriage, then you can do well to send in your contribution. The number is right there on your screen, and like I said, if you're about stepping out of the house, please feel free to do so, because we are currently streaming live on our YouTube channel. So do well to dive into the YouTube channel and tell us where you are watching us from. Of course, we are still on the show. We are going to talk about something else, just shifting a little bit from the topic of discussion to talk about the rise of giants. This is a program coming up, and I'm sure it's going to be very, very impactful. Now, it's a monthly mentorship program for young change makers and transformational leaders, as well as the rising giants of Africa. And just so you know, it's going to be an impactful one. Trainings, workshop, networking. I'm sure Apostle can tell us more.
Yes, the Rise of Giants is one of our major projects and programs on the Wisdom Foundation, which I am privileged to be the founding president of Wisdom Foundation, a non-denominational and apolitical and non-governmental, non-profit organization which is geared towards youth empowerment, empowering the less privileged and all of that. So we have done a lot of powerful empowerment programs, especially towards the youth, which is the future. You know, we are building the foundation of hope for the future, and the Rise of Giants is a major project or program which we carry out every month, a monthly mentorship program where we do some mind shifting, mind engineering. We cultivate the mind to scale new capabilities, to impact, network.
Yeah.
You know, it's like building a mastermind.
Yeah.
Coming together with all these great giants that we are able to effectuate change and come together. So we have different seasons. This time the team is rising above excuses. So I'm a privileged convener of this, and it's going to be in collaboration with the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Civic Education. We are working with them to be able to impact the youth of our area, and we are planning to carry it beyond Boya. For now, it's happening in Boya. It's going to take place at Chariot Hotel this coming Sunday, not tomorrow, Sunday the 17th.
Okay.
Not tomorrow, Sunday the 17th of March, 4 p.m. at Chariot Hotel. The fee for registration is just 2,000 francs. The entry fee, just 2,000 francs at Chariot Hotel,
Okay.
4 p.m. on Sunday the 17th. The information is on the screen. You can contact that number to get your tickets and be part of this Rise of Giants. If you're a rising giant, if you see yourself as a giant, if you know that whether in business, entrepreneurship, ministry, whatever it is, you're a young change maker, transformational leader.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking at, those young change makers. Be a part of this great event coming up on Sunday the 17th of March 2024. I'm there to answer any question. Slots are limited. It's just 100 spaces.
Okay.
Just 100 spaces.
And it's going to be very, very enriching, I must say. When we talk of love and relationship, when we talk of networking and all the rest, I mean, you, like I said, don't stay at home. Get to network, get to find out what's more out of life, get to find out what you can actually add to what you already have. Apostle, we have a comment here.
Okay.
This person says, good evening to you in the studio. The question I would like to ask is, what if my partner is not very, very open to sexual communication, as in our compatibility? What can this be discussed even if they don't feel comfortable? This is Vanessa Efengu from Mutengene. Thank you so much for contributing, Vanessa. It's a pleasure to know that you are watching the program. And so she's asking the question, what if their partner is not comfortable? Like, you are in a situation where this person is not comfortable with having this particular conversation. How do you go about it? I'm
glad she asked that question. I was about to come to it. You know, we're not yet done. Remember, I elaborated majorly on purpose. Yeah. It's not all, but it's the key. Okay. It's the key, because many people forget this thing and look only at the flashy nature. Yeah. So many people are with people, they don't even know what makes them tick. You are with the person, you don't know what makes them animate. Okay. So one of the things I was going to talk about, which I'll look at and I'll highlight, is sexual orientation, which is one of the topics that have to be discussed before marriage, because sexuality is a major part of, a major spice of marital relationship. But now she's asking, what if that person is not open? And that question, I want to answer it from the perspective that the person might not also be open even for other discussions. Finance, sexual, because we're going to look at all of those things.
Yeah.
Now, this brings only one solution.
Okay.
Only one solution. Because I don't want to, we don't just throw away somebody because maybe they don't know how to discuss certain things. Some people are naturally shy, I think I'm explaining here.
Yeah.
Or some people are naturally reserved, some people don't even know how to go about the topic.
Yeah.
Not everybody is very open.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is this, if somebody is not open and yet for an important thing that will affect your life, they don't want to talk about it, it's a red flag. So it's only one thing that matters, is get the person to somebody like me, to a counselor. That's where we come in.
Yeah.
Get a counselor like me. It's funny how you ask this question, but when I tell you to come and look for me, you don't want to come.
And you don't go for events.
Yeah. This is the crazy thing. And I've just even announced an event now that you might even just show up there and we have a discussion.
Yeah.
And you take advantage
one-on-one discussion.
Yes. Take advantage of these things because like the Rise of Joy will be very powerful for trainings and workshops.
Yeah.
So look at it. This is very powerful. You are supposed to come in now and ask your question. This is where we come in. This is why it's important. Sometimes, even if you don't, even if the person might not be comfortable at first, just look for one of my Meet the Love Doctor live programs and take the person along, like on a date. Those our emotional programs is different with Rise of Giants, of course. I mean, the Love Doctor is always very fun, relaxed. We share drink. We make it so relaxed that even people come for them with their date. You know, there are drinks. There are some chewables. There are some things. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Doctor, what if you come with your date now? You go and say something that the date now will just be feeling like.
You see, this is the problem. This question you have asked
I'm actually feeling like that's what somebody is thinking.
This question you have asked tells me you are more interested in keeping that person than having a good relationship,
which is not supposed to.
Are you understanding me? That one of the reasons people don't have certain topics. You see, you're talking like this. There are people who know what you talk about, but they don't want to talk about it because they want to lose the person.
True.
Are you getting me?
I get
so
you.
why would you keep a topic that will still affect your relationship just because you don't want it to affect it now?
And if you're keeping the topic, there's a probability that it can affect more relationships.
That's my point. It's like keeping a wound and hoping that it will heal with time. Wounds don't heal over time. Only treated wounds heal with time. You get it? Most people always have that philosophy. If I come, they can't talk. So that tells me you have issues. It should be addressed. Are you getting me? People who are free in their mind will bring the person. Let's share. So this is where we come in. Or you meet me one-on-one for counseling. I sit both of you down and we bring up those topics. The counseling sessions towards marriage have these topics which I have mentioned, and some that I will still mention in a few minutes. That we have these other ones I'll just be highlighting. So that I don't know if I'm permitted to highlight that. There's another message that is coming up.
There's another message.
Okay. But I've answered this person. Get a counselor like me. I would recommend myself. If you want, you can get someone else. If you know someone, get the person who will now navigate and arbitrate that topic. Because what somebody cannot say it on their own should be able to be discussed. We navigate the topic and we ask the pertinent questions so that the topic can be discussed because it's necessary.
All right, another one. This person says, good evening to you all in the studio. I would love to know if I can have a what was this person writing? I would love to know if I can not only discuss certain topics with my partner, but there is this particular one that I have been holding back for some time, which has to do with chores. This is a boat from Limbe.
Has to do what? Chores?
Chores,
like house chores?
I think it has to do with household chores. And so
I think that question is too broad for me to give a specific answer. But I will still go back to it. Like anything that you think.
Can you be specific? You can send in another message. So you be specific.
Yes, so that I can answer that before the time gets up. Because of time, let me just highlight some other topics that should be discussed before marriage that are ignored. One is religious views. People play a lot with it. Religious views. You see, you don't marry. Let me put it this way. I've always said this. What you actually marry, you don't marry shape, size, breast, or color. You are marrying a mindset. What you will live with in the house is not just the person's shape. It's not the six pack. It's not the breast size. It's not the curve. It's the mindset. And since it's a mindset, whether you like it or not, whoever a person is, the Bible says, as a man thinks, so is he. So a person's mindset is them. And mindsets are framed primarily, especially in Africa, from our religious background, whether we like it or not. The way a Catholic thinks is different from a Pentecostal.
True.
Let's be very clear on that.
Very.
So, can I be honest? A typical Catholic who is so engrossed and deep in their doctrine will have issues with even a typical Baptist. Are you getting me? If they adhere so much to their religious views.
Yeah.
Am I saying that religion should separate people? No, I'm saying that this is a personal thing. You have to find out somebody's religious view and how they hold on to it. You cannot just throw into somebody's life and want to break what makes them. And you think you just change it so that you can marry them. Are you getting what I'm saying? Religious views. This also involves where will we fellowship and where will our children fellowship. I see a lot of people, yes, Catholic marry press. It's okay. Maybe they find that we'll marry we for Catholic church. They agree. But now the question starts coming. Because children will come.
Yeah.
After that, the question will be, where will our children fellowship?
Where will they fellowship?
You get it? So
separating
I think religious perspective should be addressed before marriage.
Okay.
Are you getting me?
I get you.
Even in most cases, naturally, women should know this. Naturally, the man's church is where you will follow. Naturally.
I think we still find women going to, like, couples going to separate churches.
That is why I'm saying that it's a dangerous thing. You are just talking about it now because you don't. These are some of the things people play with. Then this thing, I'm telling you, I've solved cases even abroad because of this very thing. It can be very normal because people don't have children. How will you raise your kids?
They'll follow their mother.
Why?
They'll follow their father.
You see, that's already an issue. Are you getting? You're already bringing division in the family unit.
Yeah.
These are things that you should not just say, no, any man go outside. It's so easy to say that. But you don't understand. You are affecting another generation. Religious views must be handled. That's whether you like it or not. A typical chosen person cannot manage someone with Christ mercy.
Nah.
Are you getting
How
it?
you guys going to cope?
Good. It's religious views. So one person must either submit their views to another, or you look for somebody with similar views. That's why you see a lot of the time, even when Paul is married for the church, you see Winners Africa is married redeemed. They have similar traditions and customs.
Yeah.
Even Catholic and Press.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
But you will see that typical Pentecostals and Catholics will always have longer heads.
Yeah, they always
and all of that. So these are things that should be discussed. And it's very important to discuss it. You know, where are we going to get married? Where will our children go? And I say that women know that naturally you will have to follow your man, except the man chooses to go with you. But a woman cannot insist, because just like how you take my name, you have to follow the man as a leader. Is there a message?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get the message before I continue.
So you're talking, I'm just looking at the message because it actually ties with the message. This person says, good evening to you, Rita. Thank you for the greetings, and continues by saying, my partner for over some time now has really been very, very not communicative with certain issues which concerns shared values, growth, and each time I bring up the topic, he actually frowns and leaves. I feel like I have to know who I am supposed to be with, or who I'm supposed to get married to, and this is causing problems in my relationships. How can I bring him to effectively communicate with me? And this is Laurentine from Moliko. Laurentine is asking the question.
Yes, Laurentine from Moliko. Because of that, we have to do that very fast, because I would like to say. So, Laurentine from Moliko, this is it. I'm glad you want to understand your shared values with your partner, but you would know this. Get this my resource, how to profile the man you're dating, because you would more than 50% of what you will know, you will have to observe and not only ask. But communication is one of it. Yeah. Because somebody can tell you what is not true. Observation goes with communication. That's one. Two, so keep observing. Yeah. Two, manner of communication matters. Okay. When you people are always there, I've always said this to girls, you will see, you cannot always bring up issues of importance only when you're angry and you want it to be taken serious. Most of the time, people always bring up important issues only when they're mad. Like you will see, maybe something happened, somebody took this phone and did not put where you're supposed to be, and you think you're supposed to be somewhere else. You did not talk. It was when now there's a problem come up and people are quarreling.
That's how the other day.
So no matter what, you will not solve that issue.
Yeah.
You must learn also the communication skill. I'm not saying, Laurent, you don't have communication skill. I'm just trying to take no, I don't know you. I'm also adjusting to everybody.
Yeah, if I understand her perfectly, the partner is being reserved with certain issues.
My point is that it could also be when and how you are communicating. Don't think just because you ask somebody a question means they're supposed to answer. You will not disrespect somebody the whole week, and by week end you wake up and say, "I been feeling my vision," and you expect the person to be answering. No, please don't get me. Are you understanding me?
Yeah.
This is something. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
That you don't think that you will just get up because you ask they should answer.
They should answer.
No. You must
How you
mind
act.
how you have been.
Okay.
I always tell ladies, I say you will see that say they are never taking my advice. When the only time you want to give advice when you are insulting. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? You don't know when to sit down. That time that you are cuddling and you say, but I was thinking, Danny, I don't know. This your Tina, you want to start like this. Is this how all is going to be? What do you think?
Yeah.
There's something that is good I should understand.
Yeah.
Because I can better serve you.
Yeah.
There's a way. But now, if Laurentine, you are doing all this at your own capacity, and the man is still just dodging it might be for reasons. Either the person is insecure, does not have the answers, because when they don't have the answer, they always play that card of anger.
Yeah.
They don't have the answer. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the only thing I advise you is it's one of the points I'm supposed to make here. Get a counselor, get somebody both of you can talk to. And if the person still yet does not want to talk to somebody, that's a red flag. Leave. Don't play with your heart. Don't play with your life.
But I always say that it's good for someone to have somebody that they can listen to. I mean, you guys cannot just be there.
I wanted to. I'm coming to that
Okay.
to say something. So I've talked about religious views. Time is really not on our side. There are sexual orientations and preferences. You must be very careful. There are guys you don't understand their sexual preferences. Now I'm saying this because whether we like it or not, we are getting married to. Sometimes you're getting married to an already sexually active person.
Yeah.
Let's be very honest. Very few people marry as virgins. Are they still virgins? Yes, of course. Don't say they're not virgins. They're still virgins. But very few people get married as virgins.
Yeah.
They have already become sexually active. So whether you like it or not, they have had experiences which will definitely affect their current sexual experience.
Yeah.
They have also there's a lot of exposure nowadays.
Yeah.
And then people also have wild fantasies.
Yeah, fantasies.
Good. So
you want to explore.
but then the thing about sexual orientation, and I've said that here on another program, I think I've made it very clear that you don't need to have sex to know somebody's sexual preferences. That's as opposed to say, no man from a tester. Because if that's the case, it means if you have dated 10 to 12 men before you get married, you should have had sex with all of those 10 to 12 men. Are you getting it?
I get you.
It must not be so. If that was the case, how then can you explain that people have lived together, have sex for more than 5 years, then marry and see divorce? That's to tell you that sex is not the thing that keeps. But it's a very important factor. So, sexual orientation and preferences, this can be better navigated with a counselor. This is one of the things we do. In fact, church had been failing a lot in marital counseling because they were downplaying this sexual orientation. So they only fight it to be like, oh, don't go for the boy house. According to it's only to avoid sex. Or fornication. But what about the preferences? Because these people also have a mind on their own.
Yeah.
They have fantasies.
Yeah.
They have been some of them watch porn, some of them are addicted to pornography. They have watched all kinds of things that can affect their sexual life. So these things must be discussed. Some people don't like oral sex.
Yeah.
To some people that is the best. That can be a deal breaker. And these are things that must be discussed.
And they leave, when they get married tomorrow, they are still in a cave trying to keep themselves together.
So I think that is why you see that it's also important to have somebody. And I'm not saying that you should go now and be testing the orientation, but you can now have somebody to navigate with the right question. This is one of the things we also do during premarital counseling. Yeah. Also, there are traditional beliefs. Listen, just like how religion is powerful, that's how superstition is. Tradition. Know the tradition of the person you're marrying. In fact, I would dare say, no, not only the tradition of the person you're married, but know the tradition of the family that you're entering into. It's very important. What does the family, what do they hold so dear? Now, people, they go sacrifice every week for village. You can see like this, they're sacrificing your name.
You don't even
in the village. Yes.
That of your child.
Good. So you must know the traditional beliefs. These are topics. These are things. Find out. You want this to the man one for 1 year say it takes as if you've been a chief of that village. Tell me
you're supposed to be a chief.
Yes.
And they start telling you the places people have to enter.
Yes. Or the number of wives that he has to add now.
Oh.
Yes. So know the traditional beliefs. These are some key things. We don't have time, but these are some things.
We're actually rounding.
Yes. Also, some key things that I've seen people divorce for. How many kids? Know it at once. talk about kids. How many? Because some women or some men, based on their goals, have targets.
Yeah.
Discuss these things. So one day one at 2, so one day one at 9.
Yeah.
So there's some women are entering the house not knowing that their husband is planning for them to have 7 kids. Yes, 8. And then when you don't give it, now it's a problem. But now for you, you're planning to have 2 or 3. But the man having 9, and now it becomes a problem. So know
And
those
it starts
things.
going after.
No, another thing also, know who will live with you when you marry. These are not people you know.
This one,
Yes,
people
know
are suffering
who
in
will
their
live
marriage
with you
when
when
you
you marry. People ignore it. In fact, there are some people right now that they have already promised their cousin in the village. Say, when we marry, we can't stay, but the husband does not know.
The wife does not know.
Or the wife does not know. Then you have to see, after you marry, the cousin can't visit. Then you have to see they go.
Can we box?
They have to see they go.
2 box.
These things have caused divorces.
Yeah.
These things have caused problems. We don't have time to talk more about that. Then we also have to talk about some simple thing as how long you will wait before having kids.
Yeah.
I'm so big on that. Just because you marry does not mean you should give birth tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sometimes young people are married now and they have not enjoyed their marriage. Because kids change everything.
Yeah.
It's a topic for another time. Another thing is, who is your go-to mentor or counselor? I will never advise anybody to marry when you both of you don't have somebody you look up to. That means you are saying that if in any case, if we get to an impasse that we cannot solve, this is who we look up to.
Yeah.
Now, I say this because many times when I'm counseling, a woman will come and meet me. When I want to talk, they say, no, we don't come meet your brother. It means that what? I will give my counsel because the woman believes in me.
Yeah.
The man will carry you to go for your own person. So both of you should agree, have somebody, a shared go-to person, counselor or mentor that can address your issues, and people know that when he talks, you people accept it and it's unbiased.
And you can listen to him.
Yes, and I always advise this. 2 more.
Okay.
How will you handle your finances? It's another people don't discuss.
How will you handle
It's very important, especially courtship. I don't advise. This is not a discussion for dating. At the level of courtship, you should know how money will be handled in the home.
Yeah.
Talk about picture right plus when children come. How do we handle financial in the home? Maybe based on your current financial state of both of you.
Yeah.
These are topics that must be touched. And lastly, not like it's an exhaustive list though, but I would like to advise any woman: never marry a man you don't know the authority over his life. You see, as a woman, you're going to submit, and the man is the final authority over your life. Better know who he's accountable to. You could really take yourself, go marry man, wait till you say, no man, no favor, tell me nothing for the world. And then the day it does not go as it is, who are you? Who can you report your husband to?
True.
You must have somebody that you know that if they tell your husband, say stand here, you go stand. Never marry a man you don't know that has honor and respect or is under authority, whether it's his pastor, whether it's his parent, uncle, or somebody. But there must be somebody over his life that you know that he can instruct him and he will listen. This is just a few of some of the things.
Okay, I'm sure those who are watching, if you had your pens and papers or books, I'm sure you have gathered a lot, and that is to tell you that of course on the program Meet the Love Doctor, when I say we get to dissect the topic, I mean quite exhaustive. So if you have not been asking some of these questions, or if you have not been having these topics, then it is time for you to start bringing in conversations that will trash these topics. I mean, the earlier the better. Don't wait for 3 years being with this person or 5 years before you start asking the questions. It might be too late for you, and that means you have wasted a lot of time. I think Apostle, we are going to be saying goodbye, but before we do that, I would like to remind you of the upcoming program, The Rise of Giants. So you get to network, you get to train. It's going to be a training workshop. There's a lot that is going to be going on, and yes, like I told you, it's not just for you to stay at home. You also need to go out there and find something for yourself, and also be impactful. I mean, you don't know what you can actually get from this program, so step out and make sure that you get to be part of the Rise of
Yes, the events, such events are where you meet other great minds,
Yeah.
other amazing people, and you know what we can do with the mastermind group coming together is greater than what we can do as individuals. And also, just to round up with that, this week I have a lot. Remember, Sunday 17th, Rise of Giants, we're rising above excuses.
Yeah.
And for those of you who would like to contact me or visit my ministry, I'm based in Boya. I'm also the senior pastor of Wisdom Center International, based here in Boya with our headquarters in Munya, Boya, and we have a branch in Moliko, Dirty South. And I want to use this opportunity to say you can worship with us any Sunday, 8 a.m. prompt, Moliko Center, just at the Dirty South, last street into Dirty South, just before Kiki Municipality. That's the commonest place that's easy for you to find, and you can be a part of our worship services. This month, the Lord says, is victory over sicknesses, and this coming week we have a 3 days program, a 3 days crusade. If you have anybody who is sick, please use that same contact there and contact. It's going to be a wonderful miracle healing crusade. It's going to be awesome this week, this Sunday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We shall be having a wonderful program this week, and then the Rise of Giants come Sunday the 17th. Thank you very much.
So you cannot just let that slide. Be part of it and get impactful and also get a network. Many thanks to all those who are watching us, and many thanks to you who contributed and make the program worthwhile. It has been a pleasure being in your company. My name is Rita Mafani Mojoko, and Tamfo Kolodin is behind the cameras, making sure that you continue getting exciting programs here at High Television. What can I say? Tomorrow is Sunday. Please don't miss church for anything, and have a lovely Sunday. Bye bye.
Blue Nation, baby.
Zip it on the bass.
Hey yo, Slim.
It's easy Panchaco.